Welcome and good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and salutations. My name is Michael. I'm the Deadest Gamer, and welcome to the final episode of Pathfinder Extinction Curse. For those of you who don't know what we're doing, we're playing a TTRPG, a tabletop role-playing game in which my titular characters, these lovely people here, take on the roles of the heroes of an adventure that I run. Now we have we've come a long way. We've gone on our adventure, and things did not end well last week with the unfortunate and sudden demise of the entirety of our group last week. It was very sad, but I told my group that we'd be coming back today to do an epilogue, and after the adventure with some other characters who are following the path of our heroes. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. So might be emotional, might not, who knows, we'll see. But yeah, before we start off, guys, let's take a quick moment to thank none other than our wonderful and amazing sponsors who help keep the lights on here at the Dead Gamer channel. Starting with Hero Forge for the wonderful artworks you can see on stream here, most of which have been made by my lovely players. I gotta say, they've done an amazing job with these characters, and I cannot wait to meet them, so you guys get to see them, get some insight into some areas of our adventure that we've had to date, maybe cry a little, you know, who knows. And then we have, of course, the 3D models that you can make with them as well. Look, you can not only create the artworks, but you can also make cool 3D models for your tables at home. Yeah, these are really cool. Also, I regret giving myself a green dice. Yeah. Anyway. Then, of course, we have Sirenscape for the wonderful sound effects that you'll hear over the course of today. As you can, some new announcements on that. Sirenscape has just announced as well that they have a entire sound set for the new Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Vecna Eve of Ruin campaign. So there are a bunch of really unique and tailored sound effects and soundboards specifically for that adventure available now. So if you want to elevate your game and add a whole layer of immersion with awesome sounds such as the sound of let's use one of the Vecna ones, shall we? The sound of a Bargulask roaring in the distance. Terrifying. Let me try that again. So basically a giant red gorilla. But that sounds really cool. But yeah, if you want to have sound effects like this and many more, then yeah, subscribe to Sirenscape and go check that out. And lastly, our VTT of choice, Fantasy Grounds. Because, you know, hey, Fantasy Grounds lets us do cool stuff and is always amazing and always a lot of fun. Now, before we kick off, we're going to just quickly throw the ball over to our players, who will introduce themselves, but not the characters just yet. Yes, that's the way we'll do it. Guys, take it away.
Hello, Scully, the usual Pestro people in chat.
Hello, I'm Neil from Immersion Diversion. Can I say something about Hero Forge really quick?
If you must.
I guess they're getting kit bashing.
Yes. It's not out yet, but they are. They've been getting kit bashing for ages.
It's not out, but I don't know. I just found out about it today.
They
told us about it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they wanted to do kit bashing since their Kickstarter for their version 2.0. But yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that's when I heard that, I'm like, oh damn, that's awesome. All right, I'm done now.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't advertise your channel instead of Hero Forge, but your time's up, so well done.
I did. Yeah, I said Neil from Immersion Diversion.
And what is Immersion Diversion, Neil? What do you do? Do you make cupcakes? Do you fly blimps? What is your channel even?
Well, I'm a gaming channel that plays video games and also tabletops.
There you go. See, that's how you do it. Anyway, I love teasing you. Next up, we have Sean.
Yes, I'm Sean. I'm boring. I don't have anything interesting.
Try again with a little bit more self-confidence. Because
Hi,
that's
I'm
what
Sean.
we've been yelling about
awesome
you this morning in the green room.
Also, could you share your screen with us, Michael?
No.
Okay. But yeah, but no, I'm a totally interesting person and I do a lot of things.
Damn right. Like you just moved.
Yes, that actually is true. Yes. I
Hmm?
have better internet now. Yay.
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 And hopefully a better computer in the future.
Also, yay. And McClover says you have an awesome name.
That is true, because it's spelled correctly.
All right. And last but not least.
Hi, my name is Rock, and I'm a I protect all the ways of rock and roll, and
Yes.
I'm a trophy hunter, and my Twitch channel is also Rock Protector, and I play games, and I do a lot of trophy hunting. Yeah.
I could have sworn you were about to say I'm a trophy husband. And I'm like, fuck, nailed it. Fucking win.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Love that. Oh, man. I'm like trying to pump. I mean, I'm trying to keep you guys, but I'm also trying to like, because, like last episodes are always tough, man. They're always like, oh, they're so heavy.
Mhm.
I don't want this to be just heavy. I want this to be like a celebration. That's how I want this to be. So, yeah. So, guys, last but not least, here at the Delsey Gamer channel, we strive to entertain you as best we can. And normally, what we do is we would like you guys to participate in the adventure and allow us to go on these epic quests and join us by donating to our channel, whether it's through channel points or through our donations. But honestly, because this is an epilogue, I don't entirely feel overly right with the GM rewards this week. I look, I mean, I know that's kind of shooting myself in the foot by saying, hey, don't donate to me today. But if you want to donate, please do. I mean, of course, that is the case. That's always going to be the case, because I need to live. But I'm going to say this. There will be a replacement game coming up to fill the slot. All the players are going to be the same. The adventure is going to be a little different. But any donations we get today, the monetary donations that we get today, will go towards the new campaign. I don't want to be giving like magic items and stuff like that. I don't want to be giving stuff like that to these characters because obviously if they don't use anything next week, they're going to be gone. So any donations that come in today will play forward to the other characters. And just because I'm feeling extra generous, the group today will also get a copy of that, but it won't matter so much if they don't use it. Whether or not they use it won't change how much you will donate to the new game. So to recap that so that it makes fucking sense and isn't the garbled bullshit that I just said, anything you donate will go to the new game, and this group will get a copy of whatever you donate to that. It is going to be the usual. It's going to be 6 people. We've got Avarian, who will still be with us, and we'll be seeing the return of Matt from All Things Fantasy. Now that his schooling's done, so he's literally just in time to start the new campaign as well.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah.
To make it easier, I'll keep a track of everything on the pre-show donations. So everyone knows where it is. When we
Thank you, Schoolia. Bloody legend, you. Now, of course, everything for channel points and stuff like that is still going to go towards these guys. But yeah, I think that's it. I think we're good. We're good?
Yeah.
We're good. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, without any further ado, let's dive in, shall we? Now, hopefully that's not too loud. A little bit loud. Let's lower that down a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now, we find ourselves at a circus. Or at least, what is and was once a circus. Being torn down bit by bit, the tents, the high-rises, all very busily being packed away by a variety of different workers. There is a somber tone in the air. and dark gray clouds loom over the sky just outside of the city of Eridos. A wagon carrying a few individuals seems to roll in, the mud tracking through the wooden wheels as it beats off the path towards where the circus once stood. With the rain pelting down, there's this certain finality to the final performance put on by the Circus of Wayward Wonders. Disembarking from the wagon, the first figure we see is Little P. Little P, describe yourself and what brings you to the Circus of Wayward Wonders today. Could be that you were on a shopping trip and you're coming back from the town. Could be that you are visiting from afar.
Little P is getting the last bit of gossip from the town, and getting all the newspapers and everything like that for the results of the last show, to see how everyone did, just so that they can drum up their enthusiasm for how well they did before they head on to the newer pastures. So for everyone in chat, this is a very short halfling gentleman, quite on the young side, and as you might tell, very flamboyant with the various colours, because he's usually the one that heads out before we all arrive to drum up the interest.
All right. Next up, stepping off the wagon, is Harlock. Neil, describe your character and what brings you to the circus.
Yes, I'm Harlock. Harlock is a human in his elder ages, a part of the Hermitage of Lightning. Had dealings with the party before, as he instructed them, or as I had instructed them, to go to a tower to help, or to get back the ion stone that calmed the winds and calmed the elements of nature around us. I have come to check up on Lise, and also the party. As one, I have never actually seen one of their performances, so I had actually heard that they were here. So I came to come see them, as well as congratulate them on the tower before, and to see how they're doing now.
All right. And the last to step off the wagon is a very excited-looking catfolk, Annie. Sean, describe your character and what brings them here.
Yeah, Annie has finally made the decision to join the circus after watching them a lot and being inspired. And she wants to make a good impression. Even when she steps out of the wagon, she even does, some little flips and stuff like that. Like she wants to show that she's ready to join them here.
All right. Well, how do you react as you see the whole place being torn down?
Her arms will kind of fall to her sides, and she'll be shocked because, as far as she knows, that they were going to be here for a couple more days, and she's confused. Because she's been following them closely and kind of knew what their schedules were supposed to be, and might try finding a staff member to ask them what's going on.
All right. As you look around, inevitably, you do indeed find someone to speak with. You find Mistress Arecia, a kitsune woman in the company of what looks to be a brilliant unicorn. She seems to be overseeing the packing up of the circus, and she sees you all disembark. As she walks over, she says, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry. We've had to call this season to a close very abruptly. There will be no performance this evening, if you are hoping to buy tickets."
Well, that's a shame.
Why? What happened?
Well, there was an incident, and we lost a few members of our circus.
Oh, I. Who? Do you mind telling us who?
Oh,
It wasn't the heroes of Aberton, was it? Oh no.
She takes a moment, and she just sort of doesn't have the words. They choke in her throat, and she nods slowly. She says, "If you're here to pay respects, then there's a shrine that has been left at the old ticket booth. Take all the time you need."
Harlock has met with her before, correct?
No, I don't think Harlock met her. Because she doesn't really
Okay.
travel with the group, not in the same way as the rest of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
remember we met her at the church, but not at the.
Yeah, you'd
Hermitage,
rescued
sorry.
her from the church in
Mhm.
Aberton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know of someone named Lise?
Liz. I'm not sure, I'm afraid.
Kind of short or kind of tallish, human undying. I had sent her over from the
Oh,
hermitage.
I'm so
the
sorry,
lake.
dear. Yes, I do know who you speak of. I'm sorry to be the bearer of even more bad news, but it appears as though your friend was in the company of ours when they I'm sorry, this is just very difficult for me right now.
It's okay.
If you
I knew they were on a difficult quest of myself, but
if you need to talk to someone, go to the shrine and ask for someone called the Professor.
all right.
She turns towards her unicorn, who nuzzles his big nose just into her hand. She you can tell that you can't really tell with the rain, but it looks as though she is sobbing very softly as she leaves your company.
Yeah, I run straight to the shrine because I want to know who's passed.
Mm-hmm. Little P, Harlock.
I'd imagine Little P is probably almost wandering around. Being a promoter for the circus is realizing that he's come back to this. He's probably more trying to look through the comforting faces around the rest of the circus now.
All right. So the three of you begin to make your way towards where the shrine is. Little P, you're kind of still like trying to get accustomed to the shoes you have to fill. They were quite large, despite the small stature of Halanot, who is the first person you see on the shrine. A small portrait in the company of several instruments. The minstrels of Halanot also framed in accompaniment as they were in life, so too they were here immortalized by the portrait of Harlanot.
Oh, not human.
Totty,
Oh.
Human,
Hmm.
Gord,
Frank.
and Frank. I was trying to remember Gord. Um, adjacent, you see the fortune teller Walter. There is a deck of tarot cards laid out in front of him, as well as several incense candles burning as well. Then Oro, with what looks to be an Azarketi family that seems to be mourning. There's seashells from the ocean, like a necklace made of various tiny baubles and trinkets. And some food that has been laid out as well on a plate in front of Oro's portrait. Next to this, what looks to be a catfolk acrobat. But sadly, not much in the way of any kind of offerings in front of his.
Oh,
There is, however, two other portraits. It appears to be a cutout. The circus, known as the Midnight Menagerie, an old portrait, with two other pictures of two other catfolks, just laid next to the portrait as well. One of an elf, a large elf, Vululasi. There is, again, another food offering placed in front of this particular portrait of the chef of the circus, now past. And lastly, upon the shrine, is what looks to be an unfamiliar face to most. And again, similarly, not much in the way of offerings, but an Undine with frizzy hair. A very crude portrait made as they were not part of the circus. As you gather around, the sight is one of care and loss. One particular individual seems to be standing before the shrine, unmoving, just kind of looking. This is, of course, Mekasha. Rock, could you describe your character, please?
All right. So you crap, I forgot the race of the
Nagaji.
Nagaji. Thank you. You see a Nagaji in front of you, but she doesn't look well. She looks scaly, but it kind of looks kind of shiny. There's a big, huge kind of back metal, like it looks like an engine on her back, and she looks like she's part of the circus. She has all the colorful clothes and stuff, and she's standing there with her head down. You don't see tears, but you kind of see her eyes kind of in a tear, like she's trying to cry, but she can't, yeah.
I think Harlock might go up to Mesha because he still thinks it's Mesha.
Mm-hmm. You partially recognize Meisha from your adventure previously, but her body changed forever into cold, hard steel.
Okay. Hey, Misha?
Hmm?
It was good to see you again, though. You look a little
Oh,
different.
uh, yes. Had an accident. Um, Pretty bad accident, but
Was it
yeah.
was it related to? And then I look at the stone, uh, the stone markings, the graves.
Uh, Sort of. I had my accident uh a little bit before this all happened. I was one of the first uh Cal it
Casualties?
yeah, thank you.
I
That
don't
word.
want to say it like that because that's
Yeah.
this is a time for mourning. I'm sorry, but it is good to see you here.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, and I'm assuming you're uh here for Liz. I think I knew
Yes.
Liz at that time, yeah.
Yes.
Uh I'm
Well,
sorry.
I'm here for Lise and you all as well.
Well, thank you.
I came to see one of your performances, but I see I came too late.
Yes, we're sadly packing up. Um, um, I had some free time, and I was allowed to finally come over here and mourn my friends.
You mind if I join you?
Uh, sure.
All right.
And then also when Annie saw the shrine, before even noticing that the other two were even there, um, she would have just been like, "Oh no, 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 no," and like just covered her mouth and tears immediately in her eyes and falls to her knees and kind of mumbles to herself that she never even got to thank them and for what they've done, and
As
she's
you
just yeah.
Yeah.
cry, um, somebody reaches out to you and hands you a tissue.
She accepts it and looks up at who gave it to her.
As you accept it, the tissue changes color and suddenly becomes green, and then yellow, and then red. And you realize the person giving the tissue to you appears to be a clown.
Oh,
I'm
yay.
terribly sorry for your loss. Oh, it's been very hard all around. I mean, I know about people working themselves to death, but I never thought it would really happen one day.
She gives kind of a smile, but like not a real, like kind of like a like I'm smiling just because like otherwise she'd still be just crying. And she stands up and hugs him, kind of buries her head into his arm.
Oh,
She's
he wraps his big hands around you.
I I'm I mean, you knew them even better than me, and I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay, little one. Look, things happen, like this from time to time. It's important to make sure that, more than honoring their spirit, you have to honor what their lives meant to you. I, for one, learned how to laugh from this circus. And, if it wasn't for Were these people giving me a little bit of hope after everything that happened with Mrs. She realizes you're a catfolk and re-chooses his words very carefully. With our previous employer, I don't think I would have ever gone back into comedy. But
Well,
they always say that the people that mean the most to you, they never truly go away. They always stay close to your heart. And you watch as he reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls up a iced shortbread cookie that is shaped like a little heart. And he gives it to you.
she gives a real smile. This time. Thank you. I'll remember that.
Yeah.
This circus has given a lot more than just simply smiles. And if I can, I want to try giving it as much as I can too.
Well,
It's given me everything.
well, I'm sure they'd be happy to hear that, wherever they happen to be. And he'll kind of like scratch the top of your head, and he'll go back to his various work and stuff.
And she will actually drop the shortbread cookie in front of Arturo, since he didn't have any offerings.
Ah. At this point, Harlock, you can see Lys's shrine. Do you have anything you'd like to say in front of it?
Yes, actually, I go up to the shrine. I go up to her shrine. I put my staff across it, like I lay it down gently, and I'm going to say a prayer to Gosri. Because I know we both worshipped him, so.
All right.
I think Harlock worships Gosri too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you say your prayer, roll me a percentage.
Ooh, I was like,
Nice.
oh my god,
85. 85%. All right. As you say your prayer, the rain clears. Almost as if your prayers had been heard, and Gosre offered to give you a moment of solemn, respectful reflection.
Thank you, Gosri. Make sure she makes it over, okay?
At this point,
No,
you're
okay.
approached
Yeah.
by a kindly old man. Well,
Oh, hello.
it is not often we receive so many guests. Mesha, fetch some tea and bring it to the sitting tent. I believe that one still hasn't been packed down, yes?
I think so, yes. I will get the tea.
Wonderful. Come. Let us drink to those who have come before. It is not often that we get visitors traveling from afar, and normally when we do, they come for more pleasant reasons.
Of course.
Little P, will you help me? You see that in his old age, the professor now kind of relies on a crutch to walk.
Yes. Let me run to the tent and get the tea and. See if
Oh,
I can
Mesha's got
scrounge
the
up a
tea.
few
Come,
bits.
just lend me your
Mesha.
shoulder, young lad.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Mind is
He
all over
puts
the
his hand
place.
on you, and as he does, you feel this wave come over you. You feel the calm that he feels as he looks at you and just warmly smiles. His mind's been kind of all over the place since Aberton. His age definitely showing. Alzheimer's for sure. On more than one occasion, he has kind of like forgotten people around him or where he is or what he's doing. But he seems quite lucid today. As he takes you to the tent, you can see that there is a table there, and Maysher is setting up with some tea. As little P, you kind of put the old man onto his chair. He says, "Thank you, Harlanot." Now, he does so in pure, innocent, Alzheimer-y kind of way, but he says, "I'm sure you have a lot of questions regarding the heroes of Aberton, and I would like to answer them as best I can. But I'm afraid that answers are something we don't have much of. You see, they were conducting very heroic acts, doing their best to try and, well, ensure that the people of the Errand Isles were well looked after, above and beyond reproach. A task that unfortunately claimed their lives. And I swear, Rock, if you're playing Street Fighter, I will end you." Just came up on stream. Rock Protector is playing Street Fighter. Look at his face. Here I am, like going into deep emotional scenes. Anyway, is he frozen? Hi,
I
Rock.
think he's frozen.
I think he's frozen. Oh yeah, this guy. Okay, that was kind of funny. Okay. So anyway, he says
Why is that frozen?
we haven't been given much information. Not much has been told to us about the fate of our dear friends. Evidently, they went to a temple below the city and encountered some deadly creatures below. When they did not return, the town's seneschal, constable, a woman by the name of Andera Peldrine, took a group of armed soldiers down and slew a number of creatures that were lurking beneath the city streets, and recovered the bodies of our friends. I believe that there's more to this story. And were there people who were, I don't know, willing to bring back news and word of what truly transpired in that old temple, our circus would be most grateful.
Are we all here, or just me and Lil P?
You,
is it just
Annie,
Little P?
Little P, and Mekaisha are here, but he's asking
Okay.
this of Harlock and Annie.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I nod furiously. I'm just like, yes, they saved my life back in Aberton, and the least I can do is find out what happened to these heroes.
They
They're
saved
more than
mine?
just entertainers. They deserve so much more. They deserve that closure.
They saved mine as well at the Hermitage of the Blessed Lightning. When we were somewhat taken over by the other half of the Hermitage, they came to our aid. stopped a golem, and we were kind of rewarded them with the staff of Gazare that they were trying to take the the druids that were going against us. They were trying to get that staff. And then I fill them in on what I had found out possibly to be what that temple where they were at now was.
You realize at some point or another during the speech you're talking to a man with Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
But he nods.
Harlock doesn't know that.
He nods, and he seems to be following. But that also doesn't answer the question of if you're going to go into the temple to find this information or not.
I mean, I plan to see if they cleared it, for sure.
Good. Mesha, you went down with them to the temple, didn't you?
Yes.
Then Mesha will accompany you. And I will also leave you in the very capable hands of one of our best barkers for the circus. As he gestures over at Little P.
Well, thank you very much.
Mesha, what should we expect down there?
Well, there's these lizards guys.
The Zul
Last
gods
time
is what they were called.
Yeah, the
You were also told that the town guard have gone down and cleared the place out.
Killed them all.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Harlock will go
well,
down to check the rest out and see what's...
Nothing should be down there, though. Yeah, I mentioned Zoo a
Okay.
lot. And then nothing should be down there because the guards cleared it out after what happened. So
Okay.
we should be hopefully safe, you know.
And you said that they
Yeah.
recovered the bodies too, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So no morbid discoveries of people smashed to a pancake.
No, probably not.
Maybe a blood spray.
Without any disrespect, would it be all right if I took the staff of Gazare back to its rightful place?
Oh, of course. After all, such a thing would most assuredly belong to the temple.
They'd helped us immensely. I plan to show some kind of shrine to them as well. Putting the staff kind of near it, kind of like like an appreciation to them as well.
He nods.
At our hermitage.
All right. Well, unless there's anything further, you gather up what you can and begin to head towards the temple. This is in honor and memoriam of Harmonot. It is a song called "Weep No More, the Bard is Dead." Can we put that up a bit? There you go. Now, as you make your way down towards the Temple of Aradin, you can see the signs of battle, the scars in the land. Even though the bodies have been cleared out, the chaos and the violence that occurred in the temple are still quite prevalent. As you begin to make your way through, it is all too clear that Lys, Arturo, Halonot, Vululasi, and Oro all endured quite the struggle against these creatures. As you begin to make your way down deeper and deeper, you begin to look around. Can I get you to make perception checks, please? I know you don't have character sheets, so just roll your d20, and I will add appropriate stats for each of you.
Ah.
Hmm.
Hero point from Lise. No, just kidding.
Nekasha?
Can I roll my regular character sheet? Or...
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, so-
Otherwise, just a d20 is fine.
Yeah, because that's a good point. You actually still have Mesha, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, she's not level 5, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so Arturo and Mesha. As you begin to travel down, you find a small shrine, like kind of a water pool with a symbol to Aradin that would otherwise be emblazoned in the center of this room, smashed and destroyed onto the ground. However, it looks as though the water is running clear. You feel a warmth in this room, and something watching you.
Nothing that feels sinister, right? Not a sinister
You're-
watching.
You're not sure. Do you look around a little bit more?
Yeah.
All right.
What are those things we encountered again before even entering the temple?
Those like
The
flesh
gibbering
blobs.
mouther things, or whatever they
Yeah.
were. No, you do
Oh,
not
he-
sense one of them.
Okay.
Mace would be scared of going near that thing. Near that.
Yeah. Mesha has
Oh
a
god!
I think
Yeah.
Harlock would probably cast something on her that would make her a little bit warm to calm her down a bit.
All right. As you do so, appearing before
Okay.
you is a ghostly visage. You do not belong here. Verily thou art intruders, and too many have already begun to walk these sacred halls. Much has been lost here. Much has been fought over and died for. Leave this place.
We are not intruders, and we do not wish for conflict. I am here on behalf of Lise, Arturo, Harlock, Oro, and Mesha.
and
Because I don't. and Ululassi.
Thou
Sorry.
speaks the name of the heroes of Aradin, which lost their lives felled by beasts great that lurk from the dark lands below. Why dost thou seek them? Thou would
They
not
have
have requested you. Nay, the manner of their death be far too sudden to have summoned for aid from the likes of thee.
I am Harlock, druid of the Hermitage of Blessed Lightning. They have saved me as well. And I tell him their doings of saving the Hermitage as well as the tower with the Ion Stone, protecting the area around. I am the one who sent them here, because I had a hunch that the Zuglath might have been here as well.
'Twas thou who sent the heroes. Then 'tis thou that condemned them to death.
I understand. It was
Their
not my
heroic
intention,
nature
though.
would have brought them here anyways. That's just who they were. They were heroes and good people.
They did not have to save my hermitage.
The ghost floats closer. Heroes be thee? He asks questioningly.
No. Those heroes, nothing even close to what they were.
We are merely here to check. We do not wish to take.
Very well. If thou speaks truth, then thou shalt find themselves unhealed by the spirits of this place. But rest assured, if thou decides to take that which is not theirs, or dishonor the ghosts that rest here, then you will answer to Saul. And he disappears.
You're the first one to die.
Also, real quick, welcome in, Marcus. Good to see you. Before we kick off, just for the people who are joining us a little bit later on, what are we doing? Long story short, last week our heroes TPK'd deep in the dungeons below the city streets of Eridus. It is in a temple to Aradin, where our heroes, got killed by a Triceratops and other things. The police came through, all the guards came through, wiped everything out after our heroes went missing, and this is a new group of individuals who are coming to learn kind of the truth of what had happened, as well as to, kind of put some closure on everything. So this is our epilogue session. Now, you continue through the upper levels until eventually you find the stairs leading down deeper into the temple. Now, the walk itself is cold and bare. Could I get Little Pup to roll me a percentage, please?
Wow!
Okay.
Holy shit.
All right.
I think it's not Dark Heresy.
So, among the things you find here, a scrap of paper seems to blow against one of the corners nearby. It seems to have been crumpled up, but it is this note, addressed to someone named the Mighty Shrashek. And it speaks of sacrifice, of an alliance between Mistress Duskalite, who you recall was the owner of the Midnight Menagerie, and whoever this Shrashek happens to be.
So, reading the note, his eyes will just go wide and will almost just focus on the word Dustlight as his mouth just opens, and then he just stares around at the other people around him as though he can't believe just what flew right into them.
What's wrong?
Oh, it was on the floor ahead of you, just to be clear.
Oh. Well, as soon as I go and check the note. Yeah. Almost silently, you just see him turn the note around and hand it to you. It's almost though he can't verbalize what he's just read in the note.
Oh my.
She was that other circus that was in town, right?
I think I remember them saying she was their original circus ringmaster.
She was. I know her well. This makes me angry.
The most we could do is get this note out and bring it to light.
We
Yeah,
need
bet
to.
this will weigh down there. I bet this will lift up their spirits, knowing that we helped them bring Dusklight down.
She just seemed like any other normal entertainer. It's disgusting to think of what someone like that would be. I thought her
you don't.
harshness was just an act.
No, it wasn't. I grew up in that circus. Her cruelty was no act.
Soul,
But to
I'm
go
assuming
this far, this is more than I thought she would do.
And then
So.
Harlock kind of looks up in the air and says, "Soul, I'm assuming this is something we may take." Assuming
Soul's
he's
not there.
listening to us the whole time. Oh,
No,
okay.
he disappeared.
Well, since he didn't say anything, I don't know if I should be the one to hang on to it. I'm not very spry as I used to be. Little P, would you like to do the honors? Or actually, well, Meisha, I guess, too. Would you like to hang on to this? Either one of you, I guess.
Sure. I think I have a sealed thing on one of my
Yes, sealed
pockets
compartment.
that will keep it pretty safe.
Alright, I hand it to her.
Yep. I try to fold it up in one way. It's pretty crumply, so it's probably hard to fold it in two, and I put it in my into my bag.
Does the diadem sound familiar? At least talk about the diadem.
Not very.
Like, is it kind of something the same thing that might happen?
It is something you can research for sure.
Okay, I think Harlock will definitely be researching the diadem. Not well, obviously we haven't found him here, but I don't want to take it out. So that is something that Harlock will definitely be researching.
All right. Should we look more into this temple, or do you think we found enough evidence that we can take down?
I at least want to look.
Dusklight?
I at least want to look to pay my respects.
Mm-hmm.
This temple is their tomb, after all.
If I can find anything out about the Ion Stone that they were looking for, if it's not here, that's good. If it is here, I have to keep it here, or Soul will be protecting it. So I'm obliged to keep looking, but I wish to go with whatever you decide. Keep going?
Keep going? Yeah, let's look. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
You continue to go. As you do, can I get another percentage roll? This time, can I get it from Neil?
Yep.
44. Not bad. Okay. This time, you find yourself in a much more ominous area. The smell of rot and decay seems to come from everywhere here, as you find yourself in the room with several bathtubs filled
Oh. 'Ugh.
with blood and gore. Sorry. Did I
Uh,
mute? Achoo! Okay, there we go. Ah, thank
bless
you.
you.
Thank you. Sorry, did I mute myself before I said all that?
Nope, you're good.
No.
We see the bathtubs, and it's so
Yep. Cool. Done.
inhumanely gross.
I'm seeing on all your faces that gross-looking stuff has a gross smell to it, doesn't it?
It's horrid.
Smells like rotted bodies. Ugh.
This wasn't what happened to them, was it? No.
No. But no.
Can I do like a religion check to see if this was related to what it's related to what Dusklight was talking about in the note?
No. Well, maybe the sacrifice bit, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, this looks like maybe this was the ritualistic sacrifice.
This is where she was sacrificing them.
It was sacrificing somebody. I don't know. They didn't really say
Well,
what's
in the
going
note,
on.
Yeah,
didn't hear
on the
anything
note they were
about
talking
this.
about.
Hello? Can you still hear me? Why is that there?
Yeah, we can hear it.
No, but why? I've muted myself. Hold on.
Oh,
Oh, I've got to check on that. Okay, that's fine. Carry on.
on the note it says that it is where, um, she was bringing more victims. It might not necessarily have to do with them, but this is still where it was happening.
Okay, that's better. Is my quality of microphone now better?
Yep.
Ooh, yeah.
Ugh, what the hell? Yeah, it switched over to my webcam for some reason.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, cool.
Well, the note said there was sacrificing, and it didn't say how they were getting sacrificed, did it?
No, it didn't say how at all.
Yeah, so
And also,
This
Who
just
was being-
you're
is
just
not a
guessing.
normal. Well, I'm guessing yes, but this is truly a guess.
And
I've-
who would have
we
been being
haven't come across other
sacrificed?
ones like
Someone
this.
from her circus, I guess?
If you'd like, you may investigate the goo.
That would not be something that Annie would do.
I mean, did you have a
I
robot?
guess so. I guess I'll do
I guess I'll.
All right.
it.
Make roll a perception check.
The
Okay.
benefits of being a robot, you don't have to worry about stink.
Yeah,
True.
but I gotta have. What is
Just
no,
worry about
Still
staying
morbid,
metal.
yeah.
Oh no!
Definitely not.
A natural
Definitely
one.
not.
All right.
Your
Then you
point.
begin to spray it around the place as you are not very you are not very
It's
careful
dunked
with it.
up in her wheel.
You just keep rubbing it around. As this happens, this is making everyone incredibly nauseous. Could I get everyone to roll me a d20, please, except for Meisha?
I'd actually say, well, he would probably have already been throwing up just at the smell beforehand, but
Oh yeah.
Also, I do not think that Annie would have a good constitution, so.
Oh, I'm
fair enough.
sorry. I'm still trying to get used to these fingers.
All right. Little P and Harlock. The two of you hear something as the gore is spread around the room. It's kind of like a metallic clinking sound.
Does it sound like it's in the room?
Yes, like it was flung from the bathtub, likely.
I try to search where I heard the clink, I guess.
You see what looks to be a strange badge, like a button almost, with
Button?
what seems to be FF emblazoned on it. It is soaked in this blood.
try to cast a cleaning spell, like a water cleaning spell.
Very well. You
Alright.
remove all of the bioevidence from this now button that says FF.
Right. Little P,
Bio.
Mesha, does this look familiar?
I'd imagine you'd almost, with very shaky, quaver in the voice, it's a relating of Arturo's family. And that was
no.
effectively the symbol that they all wore.
Whom
As
you
they
guys
did
all
that.
know obviously works for Mistress Dusklight still, or at least when last you checked.
That's the fantastic Falcones, right?
Flying
You
know-
Falcones.
Sorry, flying Falcones. Sorry.
You know, if I remember,
Well, I've
I
only
think-
seen them once.
True.
If I remember,
Um,
I think they found a wedding ring on Vulalasi.
A wedding ring?
That, yeah. Of
Oh, yeah.
Arturo's mother, and I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, because Vuvolasi had that. Yeah, he found the ring.
Here, Mesha, why don't you hang on to this as well?
Okay.
I don't understand how someone could be this horrible. I don't.
I don't get it either.
Why did this have to happen?
And that,
Let's.
and that's when Mesha kind of shuts down for a little bit, realizing the situation here, what happened. Yeah.
This is more dire than we think it is. I think we need to go.
But shouldn't we continue for them? They
Yes, you're absolutely
they
right.
they must have seen this too, if they came this far.
At any sign of danger, though, we run.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on.
All
I
right.
don't detect anything in my. All right.
You don't detect anything else, no.
Mesha slowly walks behind you with her head down.
I put my hand on your shoulder and give you a nod, as I know what you're going through.
Okay.
Guess that's true. Beast was kind of your family, wasn't she?
She was a friend. She wasn't really family, but I guess joining the Hermitage kind of becomes a family. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the same way that Mesha was family to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the Franconis and whatnot.
Yeah.
All right. Annie, you're up. Roll me a percentage check.
Oh yeah.
All right. This time, as you make your way through, you find yourself in a deep cavern that seems to be carved out from the original stone and mason work of the temple. As you do so, let me see if I can find this here. You hear the sounds of something fluttering in the dark and dank room. As if something was trying to be held aloft in this temple.
My eyes immediately snap to that sound because I think I'm on full alert.
As you do, you turn your gaze upwards and see this creature hanging upside down from the rafters, gazing at you with evil intent and vicious eyes.
I would do it in here, but I don't want to concern anybody. But she'll scream and kind of duck behind either Harlock or Mesha. And then kind of point up to the ceiling.
You
I'll
all
look up.
now see this creature.
Assuming you said it's looking right at us, right?
Yeah, it hissed at you as well.
What is that? What is that?
It is
Gross.
a demon. Though I know not what
Demons?
kind. Or a demon or fae. Or fiend. Sorry, not fae. Well, fiends would be demons too, so I think.
No, they're two
Yes.
separate kind of things.
Okay. At first glance, Harlock would say it's a demon. So it looks like they missed one.
I'm glad that you are having this conversation. If you do not do anything, I will tear out your eyeball.
Lightning bolt.
As we say, Little P's already slowly backing up, walking backwards, keeping his eye on it so he doesn't lose track of where it is.
I'm gonna hit it to kind of distract it as we then might maybe run.
All right. You do so.
Yeah, and yeah, I bolt.
And in doing
You don't even
so-
lightning, you just bolt.
And in doing
Yeah.
so, its 25 hit points is stripped from its body, and
Oh. Oh. Okay, it's gone.
These are the things that were down here, and they
I'm
went in by
assuming there's more.
themselves.
That
Oh.
was much easier than the two I fought down here, or maybe it was the one. It was the one I fought down here.
well, there goes your witness.
I'm assuming. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
good point.
Oops.
What?
I'm pretty sure we were supposed to talk to it, but
Oops.
Oh.
Mr.
Well,
Shoot
while
first asked questions.
while our heroes digest that information, welcome in, Hina. Good to see you. Gina, good to see you. Maybe you do have an imposter. Yes. So our group is currently doing an epilogue of this adventure because last week we TPK'd. So we've got a group of some associated, some unassociated individuals, just kind of like tracing the steps of our hero's final action and final journey, to kind of like just learn what had happened and pay their respects. They had a scene where the carnival that they all came from was like being packed up. They kind of learned a little bit about what had gone on, about what their quest was, about how, and they all got to share a little bit of some measure of goodbye. Right now, they're back in the dungeon that that their friends died in, but the guards have already been through and cleared it out mostly. They missed apparently a demon. And, Harlock wiped it out, so now it's dead. They're piecing together some bits of story now. Mekaysha, it is your turn. Roll me a percentage check.
All right.
My bad. Nice.
All right, with 60%, the last place you enter appears to be the room where you could see like several large sarcophaguses lining this area, destroyed and thrown about in disrepair. You could see large gore marks from a creature the size of a tank digging into the walls. And it is here that you find the resting place of the party. There is far too much blood here. You are almost certain many of them have died, like, instantaneously. From big hits, being trampled. It is a gruesome sight, even without the bodies here.
I think this is where it happened, guys.
What could have done this? It must have been massive.
As Meisha falls to her knees and kind of curls up.
Can I find one like intact sarcophagus?
Maybe, sure, there's one.
Okay.
Well, so yeah, I don't think there'll be many.
Harlock has a way to find out what happened to them. I think that's how the spell works. I haven't actually had a chance to use it, but I did see that on Lisa's prepared spell list that one of the ones she could cast. So he is going to cast Create Water to fill a sarcophagus.
Okay, you
And
walk over
then-
to one of the stone sarcophaguses. Attempting to remove the lid, you can roll me a d20 as you attempt to push the heavy stone lid off. It is difficult and will take you a little while. There is some straining, there is some heaving, but eventually you create an opening large enough if the lid is not completely off.
Okay. Mainly, I just need a area of water that I can kind of see into as I create water into the sarcophagus. Enough to fill it where there's like a line for me to kind of see. Because I'm going to cast Scrying Pool. Or I think it was Scrying Pool that did that. It was a spell that like lets me see into water and see past events or something like that. I guess I could check with on Lisa's sheet really quick.
What's the spell called?
I thought it was called Scrying Pool, but I might be thinking of a different one. Just create water.
And also, while that's happening, Annie will be on the ground next to Meisha, and arm wrapped around her, head on her shoulder. Not the most comfortable thing because, you know, it's a metal robot, but you know.
And I'm pretty tall.
True, actually, yeah, you're probably way taller. So probably more arm wrapped around the midsection and head, like, yeah, like on the lower part of the arm.
Scrying Ripples is
Probably sobbing quietly.
Okay.
Oh no, it's when you cast a spell, you automatically know the location of any unoccupied flowing water within a surface area at least 1 square. So it's not what I thought might have been like a divination, like seeing the area in
Cool.
the past.
So now
kind
that
of
you've
thing.
filled up this sarcophagus with water,
Sorry,
don't apologize to me, Neil.
I know.
I also didn't say the sarcophagus was empty either.
No, no.
Yeah,
Oh.
there was probably a body.
You
in
just
there.
need to decide on what you're going to do in the next, say, 10 seconds.
I guess I cast the spell,
Mhm.
and then obviously I would have been looking into the sarcophagus. So I guess because it fills the. But what do I see inside? I guess if there's something in there.
A now submerged corpse.
Oh, okay. Shoot.
You just desecrated the temple.
Yes. dang it.
EPK Part 2.
So, at this point, I'm gonna pause on Harlock real quick. Annie, Little P, and Meisha, can I get all of you to roll me a d20 and attempt to look around for something useful? Oh, beep, 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 beep. Little P coming in with the nat 20. All right.
So a 99 percentage and a 20. Why couldn't have had this last week?
Yeah.
I know, seriously, right?
When you needed it. All right. You find what looks to be a folded piece of parchment amidst the debris of this room. The parchment contains an itemized list of several objects written in Amurun, the language of catfolks.
Oh, yeah.
So likely not being the one to recognise the writing, I would pass it around to the others to see if they knew what the scribblings meant, because I'd imagine it'd just be scribblings to.
Annie, you absolutely do.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
The remaining items on the list that seem to be written with several objects sort of scratched out are a ghost diadem, a goblet, a balm, and white stole, S-T-O-L-E. It also seems
That's
to be...
balm, like B-A-L-M?
Correct.
Okay.
The letter also matches the one that Little P found earlier on as well. Same handwriting.
This is a list of things that she needed. If there's a spot where you can maybe get these in town, she can maybe be found there. We can maybe at least bring her to justice.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't know what good that would do. It'll put maybe them at more rest, but they'll still be gone.
Stops more being taken.
True. It saves the rest of her circus.
At this point in time, you hear the sound of water dripping down from the sarcophagus nearby. You are not sure what you're looking at, but Harlock seems to be filling one of the sarcophaguses with water.
Yeah, LP would just do a very quizzical expression in Harlock's direction, not knowing what the hell he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Harlock's face went from like, "Oh, this is a great idea," to then being like, "Oh, this is a very bad idea," after realizing what was in after he cast the spell already.
Shortly after,
Harlock release kindred spirits.
Mm-hmm.
defilers, you come to this sacred
pointed.
place and disturb the rest
Get
of
outta
the
here.
dead.
It's here for me. I'm the one who did it. Get out of
You
here.
colossal fuckknuckle. Prepare to die. May you be buried
Get out!
deep in the Darklands. You are unworthy of being laid
cast
to
haste.
rest by the heroes of Abdar. Aradan.
Harlock has haste on Makesha.
You do nothing of the sort because it is not your turn in
Damn it.
initiative. You can keep your mouth shut and you can be responsible for a TPK.
I know.
Okay. Everyone roll a d20. We're gonna go into a loose initiative.
Oh God.
Niagara last.
That's the second one in a row.
Oh my god.
Serious?
Roll another one! Roll a third one! If it's a nat 20, you kill Soul!
No, because he hasn't made an attack, Neil. Although you can roll
Kills
another
him
one,
with
and if you do
initiative.
succeed, you can just leave.
Oh.
Close. Alright, so 5. So it is gonna go before Annie. Yeah, that is all. It is going just before Annie. Neil, where's your... Oh, you got a 3. Oh, and Neil. Yeah, it's gonna go before Annie and Neil.
Yep.
Alright.
Sorry,
Little
because I
Pete-
pulled a please spell instead of...
I'm just gonna turn that down a little bit. Alright, Little P and Makacia. You guys get to go first. What do you want to do as this ghost encroaches upon you, drawing forth its sword?
I thought he died, though.
Well,
Oh wait, what am I
hearing
gonna
him
do?
talk
Actually,
about-
never mind. Little P, can I get you to re-roll your initiative, please?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
cool. You guys still get to go first, but I'll take that. Thank you.
He's gonna kill me with it.
Very well.
Hey, be thankful he didn't do
You're
that
just
to like
using
use
that for
some
the
on me.
last time.
Yeah, basically.
So hearing Saul, don't think he even introduced himself as Saul. Just seeing this protector of the temple talk about defilement. Melpy's already running
Yeah.
and is praying that everyone else is just going to follow suit as fast as their legs can carry them.
Yeah. Mesha. Yeah, gets up and books it too.
All right. Harlock.
Annie, I think, goes also, doesn't... Oh.
Nope.
Oh.
It is going to draw its sword out, burn its natural 20,
Oh.
and land a critical hit. Pick a number between 1 to 5.
5. Go big or go home, right?
All right, make a roll a d20.
Ooh.
And roll it again, as I steal that.
You already stole it.
It's my turn.
I know, but it's...
And I used the
hasn't-
natural 20.
Yeah, no. Ah, fuck.
That's unfortunate. All right. From chops to groin, you are sliced in half and instantly slain as Harlock is cut to pieces. Literally the thing.
2 in 1 game.
Yep, there you
Oh,
go.
that's 4 in 1 game,
Managed
technically.
to die in an epilogue.
Yeah.
Yep, triple damage, crit effect with its longsword. No fooling. What do you got?
Well, so much for the Shrine of the Hermitage.
Yeah, and
They get a new
staff
leader.
of the staff of Gosray, now lost forever in the Temple of Aradin. This will absolutely count towards Neil's death count. Yes, 100%. I feel like there needs to be like a sign. How
There's
many
4
days
in this
is Neil
game.
death?
Yeah.
All right.
What we should actually do is get a running total for the deaths in Discord
Put
or
it,
something.
put it
Yeah.
right
Oh,
under
that'd
his
be
name.
cool.
Put
Maybe
it
we'll
right
do that for
under-
the next campaign. We'll have like little tiny graves, like for how many people,
Okay.
how many characters.
I was like, you're just gonna put one just for me? Dang it.
Yeah. Well, I think what we might do is we might do is like do like a in memoriam little tiny grave. So like good NPCs or like PCs that die, we'll put them in this little tombstone. I think that'd be fun. All right.
Yeah, that'd be
Well,
kinda funny,
Harlock
actually, yeah.
is dead. How the hell? I even told my players, don't worry about stats. You know, like we're not gonna do combat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Well,
Just kill
if you
anyway.
think about it, though, this wasn't really much of a combat either. Like,
Yeah,
this
I
was
suppose
just
No,
Blame
that's
me
true.
for asking if we need fancy grounds tonight.
I think the
Annie.
Yeah, after seeing someone literally die directly in front of her, she just screams, "Oh my god!" and then just
And it's like, this is what
screams
killed
all
them.
the way
No!
and screams all the way out of the temple.
All right, you start to run. The ghost continues to follow, but with everyone running full
Technically,
bore,
This is what killed them.
you do make your way out. Now, who had the note from Mistress?
We
Tessa?
give
Misha.
everything to Misha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Misha's
Misha got
effectively
everything.
everything.
So Maisha's got most of the stuff. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I have the
everything.
grocery list.
Okay. I think that you guys actually will just escape. As you do so, with the death of Harlock. What do you now wish to do in regards to, well, anything? Going back to the circus, going to speak with the constable about another dead body.
Yeah, I think we need to speak to the constable about that and also the notes that we found.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go speak to the constable.
like
Now, I'd like to point out as well, Neil and Marcus are literally the victims of their own actions every single time. Every now and then I sit there and I wonder, it's like, man, am I being a really harsh GM? And I keep thinking to myself, no, it's the boys. They're the ones
boys
who are
are back.
responsible.
I mean, he literally said, "Do not defile the temple," and then
was
First
an
thing he does is I
And then I
rip open a
realized, yeah,
sarcophagus and fill it with water. Neil,
I forgot
Neil,
that
Neil,
Harlock might also
Neil.
have items on him, in which case it could use a basin or something.
Neil, if ever you had a
Think of
clever
it.
idea, it died alone and afraid in your brain. Okay?
Yep.
I would blow in your ear and you would thank me for the refill. Okay? Fucking. There are some things, Neil.
Well, at least you didn't say, and I'd listen to the pretty tune afterward.
Uh,
So anyway, yes. I should get special points. Yes, something like an incredible, like a deadly jinx point. Something like that. That'll maybe stop Neil. Anyway. Nonetheless.
a Neil point that only you get to use for me.
Yeah, it'll be something like a disaster point.
An immersion.
Alright. Now, you head over to the constable. Where the hell is the constable? The constable is...
Yeah, no one tried to stop me.
You didn't ask anyone.
two of
No one
us
had
were
a
crying-
chance to. You walked over
Yeah,
and you
two
filled
of
it
us
with
were
water.
crying
That's
in a
what
corner.
Rykon said. That's what Rykon said.
I think at some point, Rykon, you just
I
don't
wasn't even
bother anymore.
looking.
I mean, literally, we've
Two
had
of us were
groups like literally
distraught.
tie rope to Neil's characters in order to try and stop them. It hasn't happened.
Oh, that was funny though while it lasted. It went on for
Yeah.
what? 2 months?
Yeah, it's
Mm.
true. Also, Jennifer, yes, you should. Yes, prepare for Neil to do something that is the complete opposite of what he's just been told not to do, and get everyone in trouble. Always
I'll
happens.
still think I did it by accident and be like, oh shit, because I will actually think I did it by
yeah?
accident.
Yeah, by accident. Yeah,
Yeah.
just like burning Strahd's portrait. Yeah, just completely accidental.
Yeah,
It just
I forgot about
whoa!
that.
Oh, whoa! Whoa! My God! Oh, what a not a complete accident that just happened just
Like-
then. Wow!
Like toppling trees?
Toppling trees.
That was also an accident. That...
Neil, at some point or another, you gotta ask. You get into a lot of these accidents.
I don't know logic like everyone else does.
It starts
Yes.
to become a pattern.
It just involves thinking slightly further. Just requires like it's just a little more, just a little push. You know?
But once
Two-
again, if it wasn't for your chaos, these streams would be significantly less fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna not take that personally, Sean. Because you're still in the game
Oh.
and I could still wipe you out. All right.
I
Anyway,
mean, they would be less interest. I mean, they would be.
look, no.
I'm gonna put this shovel down and stop
I
digging.
think what Sean is trying to say is that we still appreciate you, Neil.
I know.
Okay.
And
Now-
I'm sorry for my misunderstanding.
You don't have to apologize. It's just always a treat to think about like how much effort I put into games, and then it's just, yep. Well, I mean, he did the one thing. Okay. You make your way towards the constable's office, where indeed you see Andera Paldrine. She seems to be buried under work, looking rather busy, with several guards standing by her side. As you approach, the guards halt your progress, but she seems to wave you in. Not that she knows who most of you are, but she does recognize Little P and Mekaisha from the circus, presuming you have come to say goodbye or something of that nature. She turns her stern gaze towards you. Well, I am sorry to see that your endeavors here to perform did not go as intended. I trust that your preparations to leave have all been unabated.
We
Sorry.
found some things.
We went back into the temple to,
What? I strictly forbid it. Why would you do this? That area was off limits, pending investigations. You had no right to do this.
Now
Oh,
we
sorry.
know why. I'm sorry. That
I didn't know
place is
this. I
very
just wanted to
dangerous.
warn my friends. And they're
By
finding a
joining
resting
them?
place.
You fool! Slams her hand on the
Uh.
bench. All the paperwork falls over. The other two guards start picking up the paperwork.
Well, we found some evidence that about something, and I hate to say this, but there's another body.
She yells at a couple of guards who's going to take another squadron down for another sweep, and then posting guards outside so that civilians don't walk into the temple again.
Yeah, it's her fault. Yeah, exactly. Totally.
Okay. Yeah. Here's the evidence that we found. I
She
took it out of my
asks,
bag.
what is this? She sees a button, a list of ingredients, and a letter.
Yes.
Explain it to me.
The
As-
letter is
If I was a child.
the letter is just from the lady that was the ringmaster of the rival circus, Mr. Stusklight. She performed here, didn't she? Well, it seems like she's been interacting with the creatures that were in that temple, and it seems like she might have also sent some of her own performers as sacrifices to them.
This is
We found
do you have any proof of these sacrifices actually being performed?
that if your guards reported to you about a couple of bathtubs that had gore in it,
Mm-hmm.
we know that.
Oh, sorry. They said we could not identify the bodies from what remained of those two corpses.
This badge was on one of them, and it bears the symbol of Arturo's family. the flying Franconis that were a part of her circus.
All
She
right.
says that without trying to choke back.
She takes it and has a look at it and matches the information on the list and the handwriting to Mistress Dusklight. And she says, well, there's not much to go on, but I think we have enough. She yells at a couple of guards. Prepare a small contingent. We're going to go and bring Mrs. Dusklight in for some questioning. Albeit I do not approve of your methods. Thank you for bringing this to my attention.
You're welcome.
And I'm sorry about what happened. It was not smart.
She
And
she nods.
Annie will give the face of like a child that was reprimanded by her parents.
She gestures for you to be escorted away as you are all returned out. You look at the streets as the guards make their way, rushing towards the Midnight Menagerie. Later that evening, you all read in the Pathfinder Chronicler how a terrible plot was thwarted by the heroes of Abaton, who had risked life and limb in order to bring to justice and bring to light the evil machinations of a carnival owner and her alliance with the dreaded Zulgalath from below the subterranean levels. There is no mention of the three of you, but nonetheless, justice has been indeed served. And you feel the souls of all of your comrades, co-workers, and heroes. Suddenly, there's this ease about them, and you can feel each and every one of them at peace. Before we tune out, your character offers one final prayer to someone in that group. The final in memoriam. As you begin your new lives. Little P, let's start with you.
So when I was thinking about Lil P was effectively as a student of Hollow, almost like a little prodigy, being slowly taken in, being taught the ways of music and life. And Lil P's main thoughts would be more statement to never let the music die. And to try and live his life with that philosophy.
As you do that, you begin to strum on your instrument, and you swear for a moment you hear the duetted sounds of your master's lute coming from a nearby carriage. You go and inspect it, and you do not see anything in the carriage. But before you leave, you notice behind the door there was something propped. There is a guitar with your name on it, and a message from your master that simply reads, "Happy birthday." Harlock, you are dead. You go to the boneyard, and in the deadlands surrounded by graves and the like, you eventually come upon what looks to be a woman skeleton.
Hello there.
Hello. You must be Harlanot. I've heard so much about you.
Harlock, actually. Harlock's over
Sorry,
there.
my apologies. Yes, Harlock. That's a tough one. Harlock, I've heard so much about you already. Your journey has come to an end. Find peace in Pharasma's embrace. You are very fortunate, though. Most travel this road alone, but there is one who has been waiting for you. And he gestures, and you can see Liss.
Thank you.
It is quite all
I
right.
suppose it is my time.
Mm.
I'm quite old.
Yes. Well, death waits for no one. As you go and are about to take Liss by the hand, all of a sudden, several large, scythe-wielding bird vultures suddenly swoop down upon you and surround you. The woman says, "What is the meaning of this? What's going on?" And as these creatures...
Okay.
As these creatures show up, they turn and they say, "Stay out of our way. This one died defiling the dead." All of a sudden, there's this look of distress from the skeletal woman. Liz goes, "What's going on? What's happening? This can't be right. Harlock? You were defiling the dead?"
I didn't mean to.
She quickly runs over. "I don't even know you anymore.
No!
You're my mentor. I believed in you.
I believed in me too.
You
I don't know what
were
happened.
evil this whole time. This is why the temple fell. Oh God!" And then you watch as the
Oh my
skeletal scythe wielding creatures chop your soul into pieces and then feed you into the river Styx.
Awesome.
Meanwhile, Annie,
Damn it.
Annie, you offer your final prayer and your final thoughts.
Yeah, Arturo's. Wait, is this Annie offering a prayer or Arturo
Annie.
contacting Annie? Okay. She's just
Annie
like,
offering a prayer.
yeah. I will do my best to continue on your legacy. I wish I got to meet you in person. I was just too, I don't know. I was more content just watching you, but I always wanted to, meet my heroes, but they say don't meet them. And when I finally got up the courage, you were gone, but I know that you're not truly gone. I hope I get to meet your family someday.
As you say this, you feel a hand upon your shoulder. I'm sure wherever she is. Yeah. I'm sure wherever he is. Arturo would be very pleased to hear that. And as you turn, you see... Yeah.
Yay!
You see Angelo. And more importantly, you see Angelo is walking.
Wait,
And Angelo's
he
one
wasn't
once
the.
died.
Yeah,
Oh,
Angelo
was
was
he?
the. Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Who was the one that... Oh, no, yeah, no, that was the one that died. Hold on, let me try again.
Yeah, it was Angelo.
Yeah,
I was like,
Angelo
wait a
and the
minute.
mom died. You see, it is Angelo's twin.
Angelo's twin showed the same picture.
No, it is Angelo's... There we go. It is Angelo's twin, who is not identical, because cats have litters. It is Angelo's twin, Alberto. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, that's right, because mom died too. So
Mhm.
hold on, who is it? So Adelaide and Angelo
Yeah,
died.
Adelaide was.
Yeah,
Yep.
Adelaide
Yep.
and Angelo died. So this is Alberto. And he says, oh wait, no, Alberto had a different accent. Let me try this again. Wherever he was, I'm sure my brother would have greatly appreciated this. He was always worried that he was never good enough to be a flying Franconi. But we all knew he had it in him. And just knowing that he had one fan whose eyes were on him, I'm sure would have made him very happy.
Yeah. I would like to. Will you be joining this circus now?
No. Sadly, my family are not really going to be in the circus business anymore. We will have to find new lines of work. But
Well, then I'll do my best to carry on your legacy then.
I'm sure you will. He takes off his cape and sort of gives it to you. And then he walks away.
She hugs it close.
All right. Makasia. As you walk up, you feel no fatigue, you feel no hunger. You're still very much getting accustomed to your new robot body.
Yep. My friends, well, more like family. You know, part of me feels like I should have died with you. Part of me wants to just shut down and not create anything anymore. But you know what? That wouldn't be the way to honor you guys. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep eventing. I gotta keep making this circus run smoothly in your honor. And that's how I'll honor you, my friends. No, my family, like I said. Goodbye for now. I will hopefully see you again.
At this point, you are joined by a few individuals who do not say anything. They're just kind of behind you, listening to you and sort of like agreeing with your sentiments.
And as I kind of see them, but I still have more family than you. I still have a lot more family still alive. So I should live for them also. As I turn around and I want to give them a. I put my hands out for a hug. Group hug, guys.
They everyone except for the what's her name? Lunray. Everyone except for Lunray, the snake charmer, comes in for a hug.
Yeah, of course you wouldn't.
And eventually Lunray just sort of puts her hand on the back of everyone's like cuddle pile.
Let's make our fallen family proud of us.
They
Let's
all
make this circus the
you on?
best circus in the land.
There's a huge cheer and a roar coming from everyone as the wagons begin to roll and the carriages move on to the next big city where they are going to start their new lives with Mekaisha, now leading the helm as the ringmaster, and Little P as the barker. Annie, now the newest member of the circus. Out here, the Circus of Wayward Wonders continues onwards as we find ourselves in the afterlife. As Halanot, you come to, and as you do, you are alone in what looks to be a room you do not recognize. You remember dying. You remember all of the stuff that led you to being here. But you still do not know where you are.
I'd imagine Pine would just do a very slow look round, trying to work out where the hell he's ended up. Because
You start to hear the sounds of music. Coming from all around you. As you turn around, you find yourself in the center ring of the circus. The lights firmly fixed on you. But no one's in the crowd, though you can hear the sound of applause. Cheerful, thankful, happy applause. The cheering is electric and resonates everywhere around you. And as the vision of the circus begins to come into more of a clear view, you are joined by someone from backstage. A familiar face. It is none other than the former ringmaster. A man named
Myron
Thunder Stendel. He looks at you and he says, Alanot, you did good, mate. Performance of a lifetime.
clearly.
Of course. We only get to live one, and, well, yours was spectacular, my friend.
Yep. You just see him nod, almost as though it's half bows to the crowd as well.
He steps over to you and he says, you know, all great shows come to an end. And all great ringmasters know that there is a time for the curtain to rise and a time for the curtain to fall. But it's always what we leave our audience with that sets us apart from the mediocre to the ringmasters that are great. This is your show. Take your final bow and leave them with words that'll have them leave them with the words that have them wanting to come back. Let me try that again. I'm going to do this again for the clip. There we go. Myron steps up and places his hand upon you. And he says, Harlanot, it's a very thin line between your average ringmaster and those that are truly great. This is your show. And while it is as important for a good ringmaster to know when to raise the curtain, it is also important to know how to draw one to a close. Take your final bow and leave the crowd with words that are going to leave them wanting to come back for more. He then bows to you and steps off stage as a singular light illuminates Harlanot.
So, playing up to the crowd, Harlanot will bow as theoretically as possible and just say, well, I hope you all enjoyed tonight's performance and I expect to see you all back for tomorrow night, where new acts will appear to wonder.
And with that, the lights dim and you take your final bow. And that brings us to the end of Pathfinder 2nd Edition, Extinction Curse. Yay!
Yay!
Woo!
That was great.
All right, let me bring myself back here real quick. Yeah. All right, there we go. Cool.
Oh,
All right, well, I hope you guys had fun. I hope you enjoyed this little side arc quest thing that we did. Yeah, like I said, I wanted to do a proper farewell and send off, and I think everyone kind of got like a little emotional stuff going on in various places. It's very cool to see Meisha taking up the torch and Annie, sort of expressing the mourning loss of their hero. Whatever Harlock did. And little P sort of like keeping the spirit of his mentor going as well. It was amazing. It was so much fun. I can't wait to go and see what we're gonna be doing next week. Guys, before we sign off, Stars and Wishes. Stars and Wishes is something we do for the end of campaigns where we leave us off with a star, something we loved about the adventure that we undertook, and this is of course the whole adventure, not just today's episode, and wish as in something we wish we got to do, and other than complete the adventure. All right, so I did all my stars and wishes last week when we had that, so I'm going to turn the ball over to you guys so that you guys can express your feelings, and I'm gonna make Neil not black and white anymore. All right, there we go.
it's okay. I get it.
Black
Okay.
and white campaign.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm actually
Ooh, no, I
gonna put everyone's character tokens back to the old ones as we do this as well. I feel like that's gonna be important. Just give me half a second to do that.
I am my own one.
Well, that's kind of true.
Artura.
Well, do you prefer Meisha or Vululasi?
I don't know. I love them
You
equal.
put both up.
I love playing both. Yeah, if you can.
Yeah. And for Neil, do you want
Yeah,
Do I
but Neil
want 4
every character.
characters up or 3 characters up?
Yeah, no,
all
I'm just
four?
gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave you as Micaiah. That's fine. All right.
I'm
All
kinda
right. Let's
interested.
start in reverse order this time for stars and wishes. Micaiah, let's start with you. Stars and wishes.
Stars and wishes. All right. Man, it's always hard with a star, you know. Second game with Dead as a gamer, you know. Great, also great. Yeah, it's the first one I joined. I gotta say, I love the parts. I love what let's say with Meisha. let- I'm gonna say both the characters. My favorite part playing Meisha was like, you know, the eventing the stuff, like to for the situation. You know, like venting something that helped the situation. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I also played a character in Cyberpunk that was kind of like that too, and I kind of like playing that kind of character. You know, venting things to help the situation. Um,
Nice.
with Vul, yeah, with Vulasi, um, um, I don't know why I hesitated at first. Uh, with my weapon thing, I was like, I should do a, I should do something like you know the frying pan, and I didn't. I went with you know the great sword. Uh, but you know, it was you know the universe wanted me to have you know the frying pan. Like
Mhm.
I should have went with that, but it made
Maybe.
story. It made a story like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, here's this weapon. It breaks. I haven't used it in a long time. I love that part. I love that
Mm-hmm.
part where I got started using the frying pan. Like it was a great story part. Like yeah. Uh, all right. That was my stars. Wishes. Uh, let me see. Uh, wishes. Okay. For Vulasi, um, uh, we didn't get the I didn't get to finish that whole the story thing of saying how he what happened to him after he shipwrecked. Um, well, I can say it now, real quick. Um, so Arturo actually he was shipwrecked, and um, the circus was nearby. Luckily at that time, and actually Arturo's mom, when she was really young, found him and brought him back and nursed him. So nursed him back to health. So so that's why he stayed. He fell in love with people, and
Oh.
that's why he moved to protect Arturo because he was kind of like you know I would say kind of a nephew or something like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to
I
him.
dig that. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
All right. Nice. And speaking of Arturo,
Yeah. Star. I feel like it's almost cheating because you said this, so I'm gonna use this as a bonus one. Just because I do think it's something that needs to be called out, and that's how I still gotta say like how this party it felt more like a family than any other like party that I've had. It's like because usually it's just a bunch of friends or a bunch of like adventurers that go out together, but this time it's like no, it's different. Like these guys are an actual family. Like they have a history, and even the ones that didn't have a history kind of very quickly fell into that role. Um, and it just felt kind of cool, like because yeah, usually it's like most times when you had a venturing party, maybe one group of people, like one pair, might like know each other from the past or something like that. But usually, yeah, no one knows anybody, and that just it felt extra special to me. Um, and like yeah, it just felt good. And like the other positive is just like, you know, I do kind of like how like Arturo got to have a lot of ups and downs Like, he got to have a lot of moments where he was brave and, like up in front and doing all this, but there was also a lot of other times where he was humbled or, you know, despite that being mostly roles and stuff, but oh well. And the comedy of him constantly stabbing himself can't go ignored. That's also just kind of funny. And honestly, for the wants, uh, really, just get to know more about his family, like who they were. But yeah, like
Yep.
what, yeah, to know them better.
I love that. All right. Liz. O'Neill.
All right. I gotta honestly. I always say this for every game. The star is just, Michael always. Being able to play in his games is the funnest thing I've ever been a part of. Being able to play with all these players, getting to know them. That is my favorite part of playing in any game. I gotta give the star to Arturo though, because he was a trooper when he would just crit fail, hit himself almost all the time. Especially when he used that card that like cleaved himself 6 times when there were 6 enemies around.
Yeah,
That was insane.
I'm going to use a triple attack and crit fail.
Yeah. um the wishes was I wish that Lise did actually get to become a part of the circus eventually. That was a true and wish that she wanted, because she did want to help them in their future endeavors to the other towers and temples. And she knew she would have to help out in, being able to make sure that they are able to travel as well. So I never got to use a magic item that McClover donated us, the consumable items, and I was actually going to use that during her performance. It is a flying token, or it is a feather token that she was going to use towards the end of her performance. So she would cast mists to be able to like phase in and out, as like she has a feat that allows her to like cover herself in mist and kind of show up here, there, and stuff like that. And then at the end, she would use the feather token. It was called the feather token balloon, to basically cast and like summon a air-filled balloon that would float her up, and she would do acrobat stuff over the audience. So like a acrobatic act as part of her little act, and trying to get as much attention from the audience by kind of flying over them and kind of reaching out for them as well, being upside down kind of thing. So yeah, so that was a wish for me, is that I could actually kind of show off some skills of her. She likes attention, so.
All right. And last but
Yeah.
not least, Scully.
Yeah, so obviously for me it was the first game I ever became a player in. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah, it was.
yes, I know. What's it, 15 months ago or so?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could have sworn that you were part of the Tianjia one, but yeah, no, you weren't.
No. So for me, the big star was actually being able to actually learn quite a bit, because obviously this was me brand new to actually playing Pathfinder as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it was everything from scratch, plus lots of learning. Which granted did mean learning how to deal with some unforeseen events. But also learning from very experienced players as well, including Matt and Avarian, especially with how to abuse the rules correctly. Let's put it that way.
Correct. Yeah.
Which I appreciate. Some of us do probably a little bit better than others.
Well, keeping in mind, I mean, I tell people this all the time. You can abuse the rules as hard as you want, as long as you're not boring. That's it. Yeah, it's just as long as you're not boring. That's it.
Yes, it's more the being able to use the terrain better to help reinforce stuff.
No, yeah,
learned that a lot from them, which also helps other games as well.
100%.
Yeah. So that's my big star was basically the learning that I got along the way. The biggest wish for Harlonaut themselves is we never really got to that whole gnome bleaching stuff. We set it up a few times, but we never got to the right situation because of times and sessions and everything else.
Yeah, actually, there was it was really funny too because like after you guys had done this bit, one of my next ideas was to actually have like the Wonder Seekers reach out and say we're going to be bringing a few people to your next show, you know, just to kind of like build that up. So it was a shame that I never really got a chance to do that one either because I was very much like, oh man, I really have to come up with a good idea. And I was like, oh man, how bad would it be if Mistress Dustlight like messed with in a performance that had a bunch of the bleach things show up, and you know, like they needed to do this thing. I think that would have just been a lot of fun, but yeah, no, it's that's another big wish I definitely can say. Cool, sweet.
And at least chat did see the darker side that I had planned for Harlonaut as the adventure got darker.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you had a great time. Again, I know I did. This was spectacular. We don't have enough time to go over what we're going to be doing next time, but I'll be talking to the players. We'll be figuring out which game we want to be running, and we'll it'll definitely be Pathfinder 2nd Edition for sure. But we'll come back to figuring out precisely what we're going to do next time when we come back. Guys, my name is Michael, the Dead Gamer. This is my place, this is my face. You can find it here a number of times during the week, playing games, doing cool stuff. Be sure to like, follow, do all the things. Come see us next week. We'll also be back on Sunday for Gatewalkers, so come tune in for that. Stay safe, stay wonderful, be kind to each other because why the fuck not, it's free. And until we meet again, as always, from us to you, game hard or die trying. Bye!
Bye.
Bye, everyone.